Okay, it's so amazing to be on with you again. I feel like it's been so long since we last talked. In fact, I'm stealing some time in my daughter's room, so I'm filming with a different background. Happy New Year, everyone. I'm so excited that we are here together. Can we be honest? 2021, and you have to tell me in the comments, right? But 2021 ended with quite the bang. I know for me, there were so many moments that came up that we may even call crisis moments. That for all of you who are watching, there's just this sense that you've gone through something major, that your life in 2022 isn't going to be the same. And it can't be the same because this thing that you had to close out, you had no other choice but to outlive it. You had no other choice but to brush yourself off and get back on your feet. And I know that many of you right now, you're still in that space where you're exploring what you've been through. You are exploring how you responded to it. Because, see, the shock for you may not have been the actual situation that took place. The shocker may have been how you found yourself responding to the crisis moment in your life. And that crisis moment looks different for each of us, right? For some of you, it was finally letting go of the idea that union with the twin would be now. For others of you, it was finally allowing yourself to recognize that that health issue that you have, it needed attention. For some of you, it was about finally breaking free from a family dynamic that was only sucking the life and light out of you. And even though you recognize that so much of it is happening for you, it doesn't make it any easier. It doesn't mean that it wasn't a lot to come up from. And so here we are in 2022, sifting through all of it and allowing ourselves once again to lay a foundation for the life that we are to live now. And it's so interesting because it really took some time for me to ground in the message that I wanted to share with you. And what I get is that the message for January 2022 is to be far reaching. It's to expand into 2022 as a whole. And that message is empty yourself. Empty yourself. You know, I thought about having some visuals and stuff, but you know it. You can pour so much more in an empty cup than you can in a cup that's already half full, or a cup that already has stuff in it. And it gets quite tricky if we're honest. And I want you to tell me in the comments below, what are some of the things that you must empty yourself of in order to allow you to go into 2022, to navigate this period, this season of your life in a new way. And see, you're watching this video because you're already feeling the pull. You're already recognizing the many things about you, the many perspectives and behaviors and even postures that you had over time that just don't serve you. They don't serve you anymore. And it's hard. And we just want to stop to acknowledge that. Because, you know, when we talk about new energies and we talk about going into a new year and we have all these resolutions, we have all these intentions that we set, We can sometimes act like, oh yeah, this is going to be a breeze. This is going to be easy. But if we're honest, we recognize that we have to bring a certain amount of courage and strength to the journey of change. And so empty yourself. What do you need to let go of? And maybe this was a part of your neatly packaged personality. Joe Dispenza talks a lot about breaking the habit of being yourself. That's what we're being asked to do now in January 2022. And many of you have found yourself redefining yourself, wanting to recreate yourself, wanting to redefine the you that you will show up as in this new phase of your life. And that's intentional. That's the energy. But it's not just the energy of the month. You know, very often at this time, we sign up for gym memberships, we take courses, we do all these things with this newfound excitement, but can we sustain it? Can we maintain it as we go through the year? And so throughout 2022, starting now, you're being asked to allow yourself to be made brand new, to reconstruct yourself. What would that look like for you? What are the immediate things right now that you know you need to change? What are the things that cannot go with you anymore? It's interesting. You will find that I have tweaked a lot of what's happening on my channel, and you're going to notice more changes as we go along. And it's such a brilliant reminder that change is a natural part of our existence. Because sometimes we get so stuck in a mold, so stuck in a container that we've built for ourselves, that we do not think we can pry ourselves from it, that we do not or cannot imagine our lives living external to those containers. But I want you to pause and think right now about other moments in your life, other seasons in time where you were a particular way, where you were showing up in a particular way, where your focus and attention was on a particular thing. Maybe it was a season when you were in a long-term relationship. Maybe it was a season when you were in college, in school. Maybe it was a season where you were at a job that was hard. Maybe it was a season when you were traveling the world. Maybe it was a season where you were dealing with physical ailments. What was that season in your life? And have you made that season your everything? Have you come to define yourself by that season? Because that's what we're being asked to break away from. We're being asked to set ourselves free from the seasons in our lives. We're being asked to allow ourselves room to evolve, to try something new, to be someone different. See, many of you, you look at yourself in the mirror and you think who you see is all that you are. You look at yourself in the mirror and you think who you see is all that you are. But that's just a reflection. How much of how you view yourself is piled on, pressured by what society says about your age and stage in life? How much of it is based on programming that's outside of you? What do you need to give yourself permission to do in this now moment of your life? Twin flames, light workers, star seeds, whatever the labels are that you go by. It's so important that even as you connect with a label, that you still allow yourself room to define yourself how you see fit in any given moment in time. This is a message that you know already to be true. Because those of you who are going to be like, I need to hit the like button on this because this message is mine. I'm so connected to this energy. For those of you who will be like, I need to share my story below because there's so much that I need to let go of. There's so much that I need to release. You recognize already that this is your truth. And now it's about holding space for yourself so that you're not thinking about what people say you should do, who people say you should be, what you should have right now, what society dictates, even with the persona that you had created. It's about being so flexible that you can release yourself to expand how you need to. What have you been holding yourself back from? What do you need to let go of? Those are the themes that you want to pay attention to for the month of January, but for 2022 as a whole. I heard for someone you'll be creating a bucket list. It's time to make a list of all the things that you never gave yourself permission to do because you had so many reasons you weren't worthy of it. You know, there's some of you who are dealing with physical disfiguration and you have those scars and they remind you so much of what you've been through. But might they also remind you that you had the power to overcome things that many might not have? Can you release yourself from the ties that you have been using to bind yourself to a particular way of being, a particular way of thinking? Can you simply allow yourself to be emptied? To be emptied so that you can be set free, so that you can choose something new. Now, listen, what I really want to do is to also talk through some of what to expect in terms of supporting energies and challenging energies, and then maybe a massive shift that we can make at this time. For those of you who are interested in working with me on a one-on-one basis, there are so many ways that we can connect. Just visit the website and see what really speaks to you. I love to say this, that you are worth more than just the nuggets that you garner from a general message. When you want your life to be different, you have to do something different. And isn't that the energy that we are enabling? The energy that we must explore. So let's get those messages in. Of course, I don't have my cards nearby, so we're just gonna go with the flow. Go with the flow. Really, as you navigate January 2022, it's about really getting into your heart space again, being connected to yourself, and allowing yourself to define itself rather than you defining it. So, what are the supportive energies? For those who are watching who are really resonating with this message, I heard stream of consciousness. Supporting energies, stream of consciousness, and really that is about allowing yourself to be connected to the highest version of you. Allowing yourself to be connected to the highest expression of you. Because there is energy and information that you tap into that you cannot tap into if you're not allowing yourself to shift and to see that super conscious mind. There's so many people who are living their lives focused just on what they know to be true consciously, or being run by the subconscious mind, the unconscious minds. But as a light worker, a twin flame, a star seed, You have access because that is the journey that you have committed to. You have access to the unseen, the super consciousness, the divine blueprint for your life. And so that's where you're going to find support this month, in fact, this year, because I keep getting the sense that this is really a look at the energy for the year. This is about making sure you are taking the time to develop your connection with Source, to move according to your divine blueprint rather than any human template that has been available to you. This is about taking the time to structure your life in a way that prioritizes your health and well-being at the highest level. You know, I always say this, and this is a cornerstone for my coaching sessions, that in order to transcend where you are, what you've done, who you've been, you must be able to tap into the God aspect of you. You must be able to access your divinity. And that's the stream of consciousness. Many of you are going to find that you are getting downloads and upgrades and constant conversation with the divine. So clear the path so that you can, like, I'm seeing like blocks being moved out of the way. So there's just this sense like you need that free flow. That's what's going to help you as you navigate the energies and as you recreate yourself this year. Let's talk about challenges. What are the challenges that are likely to come forward for those who are doing this work at this time, for those who are being called to a bolder, more authentic version of life? I heard walking the path. Walking the path. That's where the challenge comes in, because we can have an understanding of what we're meant to do and who we're meant to be and who we can become and the possibilities that are endless for us. But do we stay the distance? Do we go the distance? Do we stay the course? And that's going to be the challenge. And isn't that interesting? Because when we think about New Year's resolutions and intentions, isn't it true that there is actually a study that says that by like month 3, people cancel memberships, you know, they stop doing whatever it is they committed to, they forget their vision boards, everything goes out the window. And so there is this sense that the challenge that you will have is related to whether or not you will stay the course, whether or not you are fully committed to the you that you are creating. Understand, I'm hearing again, it won't always feel comfortable as you birth the new you. But will you go the distance? Will you give up? Will you throw in the towel just because it gets tough? Will you abandon the mission just because people don't see eye to eye with you? Will you give up on yourself because there are others who are not willing to invest in you? Or will you determine that you are worth staying the course? That the dreams that you have, the you that you are becoming, that it's worthy of you and you are worthy of it. Because otherwise, what is this life that you're living? What is this thing that you are building? If not authentic to you, if not true to the you that you have come to express yourself as. And so I want to move into, so we talked about energies that would be supportive. We talked about challenges that would likely show up. And I want to talk really quickly then about the supporting Well, see, I'm all over the place now. Look, I'm losing my train of thought. Oh, I want to talk about one shift that we can make. So let's really just ground back into the heart space. One shift that the divine is saying, make that today, and it's going to be meaningful for you. I heard let go, let go, let go. Let yourself be untethered. Let yourself fly free. Let go. I saw this on Facebook once where there was someone holding onto a rope really tightly, and you could see like how much pain it was causing that person holding on to what wasn't serving them. And that's the shift that you're being asked to make. See, many times we get confused with what we need to commit to and what we need to let go of. But the thing is, you know the truth because you have the insight like no other. See, many times we wait for people to tell us what to release, but the truth is, you already know. You already know what you need to let go of. You already know what isn't in alignment with you. And so the shift you're being asked to make is to finally let it go. And if you don't have pen and paper when you're watching these videos, I would encourage you to, because all of these videos are meant to spark inner dialogue. Because there is a conversation that you get to have with yourself that helps you to see more clearly and that helps you to shift in a powerful way. It's doing the work. It's doing the work. It's doing the work. So, empty yourself. Let yourself fly free. Stay the course. And remember, you are supported. That there is divine help. And you only need to be open to it. Because once you are, everything will fall into place. Let me know in the comments what parts of this message really spoke to you. What messages you've already been getting, and so this was confirmation for you. I love you so much, and I'm wishing you so much peace and blessings and prosperity and power now and for 2022. All right, we'll talk again soon.